Hello everyone. So today's term, two basic terms, leakages and injection. Okay, these are two different terms and quite simple. So let's start the topic. First is leakage. Okay, we have understood the concept of this cycle here in previous videos. Firm paid money to the household and then household spend these money on purchasing goods and services. So now the catch is firm paid rupees 10 but household spend only rupees 8. Okay, firm paid rupees 10 but household spend only rupees 8. So there is a gap of rupees 2. 8 minus 10 minus 8 equals to rupees 2. So there is a gap of rupees 2. So where are these 2 rupees? Okay, these are not deposited in the bank. Okay, otherwise it will come again in the flow. As we have seen earlier, bank is also a part of circular flow. So the consumer will not put these 2 rupees in the bank. Okay, he will put these 2 rupees in his home only, in his house, in his piggy bank, not in his bank but in his piggy bank. If he puts these 2 rupees in his bank, say SBI or PNB or any other bank, so these 2 rupees will again come in the circular flow. How? These 2 rupees will be deposited by the customer in his bank. Then a businessman will borrow money for expansion, and these 2 rupees will go to the businessman. Then he will expand his business. Okay, so ultimately these 2 rupees which consumer have saved, it will again come in the circular flow. It will become a part of the flow. So here the consumer will not save these rupees, will not deposit these rupees in bank, but he will put aside, he will keep these 2 rupees in his home only, in his house only, in his locker. Okay, like our mothers do. Okay, they do not deposit in the bank, but they keep the money aside in their purse. Okay, in their locker. So in the same way, the customer, here we have to assume that the customer will not put these money in the bank. He will put these money in his locker, which is in his house. Okay, so these 2 rupees is called leakage. Means this 2 rupees is not a part of this circular flow. Okay, now we will see some theory here. So what does leakage means? It means withdrawal of money from circular flow. Means this 2 rupees is not a part of the circular flow. Okay, second thing, it implies decrease in level of demand. If consumer is not purchasing, not spending the money as he used to spend earlier, okay, then it means the demand is decreasing. If the firm used to pay rupees 10 earlier and consumer used to spend rupees 10, but now the firm is paying same amount rupees 10, but the consumer is spending only rupees 8, then it means he is decreasing his demand. And this is, I'm talking about this only one person. Okay, but in reality this happens with many people, n number of people. So in overall, if we look from the economic point of view, if we look from the country point of view, then it implies decrease in level of demand. Okay, if one person is decreasing that, then it doesn't matter. But if millions of people are decreasing their demand, then it quite matters. Okay, so it reduces the flow of money. Okay, the quantity of money will be reduced in the flow. So this term was leakage. Now second term is injection. Okay, this is quite similar. Firm paid rupees 10. Okay, firm paid rupees 10 to the household, but the household spent rupees 12. So there is addition of rupees 2. Why? Because firm paid rupees 10, but he spent rupees 2 extra. Okay, in total he spent rupees 12. So from where did he got these rupees 2? Frankly speaking, it doesn't matter. Okay, from wherever it he got these rupees 2, but these 2 rupees are the injection. Okay, earlier the cycle was of rupees 10, firm was paying rupees 10, household was spending 10, but now the flow of money will be of rupees 12. Okay, so adding rupees in the circular flow is called injection. Now we will see some theory here. So what does injection means? Introduction of money from the introduction of money in the circular flow. This is okay. So introduction of money means when we are adding money in the flow, in the circular flow, it means injection. We are injecting money. Okay, so it implies increase of in level of demand. Okay, when we are purchasing something, we are spending more from the in comparison to earlier expenditure, then it means we are increasing our demand. Okay, and it increases the flow of money, means the quantity of money in this flow will be increased. Earlier the flow of was rupees, the flow was of rupees 10, but now the cycle will be of rupees 12. Okay, so this is the concept of injection and leakage. Now our next topic is domestic territory. Okay, it is also known as economic territory. Okay, by definition it means the political boundary of a country. I'm not saying geographical boundary, I'm saying political boundary. So by definition it is quite simple, but if we have to understand the concept, we have to see the examples here. Okay, so first we will see the examples, then it will be easy to understand for us. So the first example, like we have Indian ships, okay, or passenger planes of Air India. Okay, earlier now it is private owned, but earlier it was owned by the government. So we will see with the view of government owned Air India. So when Air India flies from France to Japan, now France is not the part of India, neither Japan, but Air India is the part of India. Okay, Air India is part of Indian government. So if Air India takeoffs from India to France, it the Air India plane lands on France airport. So the airport is of France government, but plane is of Indian government. So the property of Indian government is at France government place. Okay, the property of Indian government is located in France. So that property will be domestic territory of India. Right now Air India plane is not in India, it is at France property. Okay, it is in the France. So ultimately if we see geographically, then that plane is in France, but the if we say the domestic territory, if we say from the view of domestic territory, then that Air India is the domestic territory of India only. Okay, not France. The plane is landed in the France, the plane is standing in the France airport, but it is domestic territory of that plane is domestic territory of India. Okay, so any property which is owned by the India, which is owned by the Indian government, but it is situated, it is located on in another country. Okay, the property of India which is located in another country, that property will be domestic territory of India. Okay, so we will see another example. Fishing boat operated by Indian fisherman, means there is a fisherman, okay, he is operating a fishing boat in international waters. in international waters. Means India has no control over that place. Okay, there is something I think 12 nautical miles, but it is beyond 12 nautical miles. So if an Indian fisherman is fishing in international waters or operating a boat in international waters, then that boat is currently situated in the international boundary, but that boat will be part of domestic territory of India. Okay, because it is India's property. So any India's property or any India's person or any India's anything which is of India, which is related to India, but it is located or situated in other place outside India, then that property will be called domestic territory of India, will be counted in the domestic territory of India. Okay, like for example here the third example is Indian embassies. Okay, Indian embassies are the part of India, okay, but they are located outside. Indian embassy located in Moscow or in New York or in even Pakistan, then that embassy is situated in another country, but that particular embassy will be counted in the domestic territory of India, not in the domestic territory of Pakistan or Russia or America. Okay, so any domestic, what does domestic territory means? It means any property of India situated or located outside the India, so located in another country, that property will be counted as the domestic territory. That will property will be counted in the domestic territory of India, not of the others country. Okay, for and which thing will not be counted in India's domestic territory? Like here, embassies of other countries means embassy of Japan, embassy of Russia, embassy of America, which are located in India. Okay, like we have Israeli embassy in Mumbai. Okay, American embassy in New York, in Delhi. So various embassies of other countries which are located in India, in any part of India. Okay, that embassy will be part of their domestic territory, not India's domestic territory. Okay, it is located in India, but that particular embassy is the part of their own country's domestic territory. If American embassy is located in India, then that embassy will be part of America's domestic territory, not of India's domestic territory. Okay, so these are the few examples. If you will read these examples again, you will able to understand. Okay, so now our next topic is normal resident. Okay, these two terms are quite important for numericals. So a person or institution who ordinarily resides in a country and whose economic center of interest lies in that country, means the person or the any institution who lives or resides in a country. Okay, for we are saying about India basically, and whose economic interest lies in that country. What does economic interest means? Means all the economic activities such as earning, spending, saving, that person is doing in India only. Okay, that a particular person, a foreigner living in India, okay, he is earning in India, he is spending in India, and he is saving in India. Every economic activity he is doing in India, but the person is foreigner or American or Pakistani or any person, then that person will be called normal resident of India. Okay, if an American is living in India, he is earning here, he is spending here, all the economic activities he is doing here in India only, then that American person will be called the normal resident of India, not of America. He will be citizen of America, but he will be normal resident of India, because he is earning, living, eating, everything he is doing in India. Okay, so but there's one condition, that the period of stay, the duration of stay should be at least 1 year or more. There is one condition here, that the duration for a person, if he wants to stay here, if he wants to be called normal resident of India, then he has to stay at least for 1 year or more. And not only India, if an Indian person is living in America, he's earning there, he's bathing there, he's eating there, he's sleeping there, anything, then that person will be called normal resident of America. He will be called citizen of India, but normal resident of America, not of India, because he is doing everything, every economic activity in America. But the condition will be, he should stay there for 1 year or more. Okay, means more than 1 year. Simple. Now we will see the example here, like WHO, the international body. Okay, the office, office will not be called normal resident, but the Americans working there. Okay, the Americans working in office of WHO for more than 1 year. Okay, if Americans working in WHO office, which is located in India, in Delhi, but those workers are working here for more than 1 year, means those Americans are working here, staying here in India for more than a year, then those Americans will be treated as normal residents of India. Okay, this is one important thing which we have to understand. So person is American, the citizen is American, but he's staying in India for more than a year. He's working here, he's eating here, everything he's doing here, but for more than 1 year. Then that person, that American or Japanese or Pakistani or any foreigner, will be treated as normal resident of India. Okay, now Indians working in US embassy. Okay, there's US embassy also. So both Americans and Indians both work together there. Not only Americans, but Indians will also work there in US embassy, which is in India. Okay, then those Indians will also be called residents of India. They are citizens also, but they are residents also. Okay, because they are living here, eating here, doing everything for more than 1 year. Okay, now the next thing which we have to study is, like, there's a border of Nepal and India, Bhutan and India, Bangladesh and India. So what people do, they cross the border in the morning, work, and then go back to their country. Okay, this thing happens. So workers across the border who cross in the morning, okay, like a person who is Nepali and he crosses the border in the morning, he works in India and then again go back to Nepal in the evening, okay, after 6 or 7 o'clock. Then that person is citizen of Nepal. Okay, this is common thing, but he will not be called normal resident of India. He will be called the normal resident of Nepal only. Why? Because he is not staying here, he is not doing any economic activity. Okay, he is doing activity here, but he is not living here, he is not staying here for more than a year. He is coming daily and going back daily. So we will not count that person as a normal resident. We will not treat that person as a normal resident, because he is coming daily and going back again. He is not staying for more than 1 year. Okay, then that person will be called normal resident of Nepal. He is the citizen of Nepal, that's true, but he will be called normal resident of Nepal only, not India. If he stays more than a year, okay, he is eating here, he is earning here, he is bathing here, he is doing everything here in India. Then after 1 year, after 1.5 years, he goes back to Nepal for a few days. Then that person will be treated as normal resident of India only, not of Nepal. Okay, but he's coming back, he's coming in India daily, and he's going back to Nepal in the evening, then that person will be called normal resident of Nepal, not of India. Okay, now there are few things which are not included in the list of normal resident, and those are foreign tourists and visitors, those who visit foreign country. If a foreigner, if a Russian is visiting India as a tourist, okay, or as a medical patient, then that person will not be treated as normal resident. Okay, and students studying abroad, Indians who are studying abroad, are the normal residents of India, not of America. Okay, so these are few things which are not included in list of normal resident. So this was our topic, normal resident. After this we will study about the numerical thing. Okay, these were the few basic terms in this video, and in the previous 2-3 videos also. These were the basic terms which we have to understand, and in MCQ form these examples will be there, so you have to understand the concept, you have to understand the examples. Okay, it is more important than reciting the definition. So this was it for today.